Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. This Honorable County Commissioners meeting is now in session. The Honorable Chairman Shannon Hester presiding. God bless the United States, the great state of Tennessee, in this honorable meeting. This time, Commissioner Hooks will lead us in prayer. Please remain standing afterwards for pledge to our nation's flag.
Let us bow our heads. Father, it's again that we thank you for this time that we can come together, Lord, as a body, Lord, to deliberate, Lord, and to make the decisions, Lord, with your help, God, that make our county a better county, our state a better state. Lord, and as we replace the member tonight, Father, we ask God that you just guide us and lead us, God, in the right way to go. Father, we pray, God, for those that are sick. We pray for those that have cancer. Lord, and we pray, God, that, Father, you just put your loving arms around them. Keep them secure, Lord. Keep them safe. God, go with us in this meeting. Anything accomplished here, and we'll give you the praise, the honor, and glory for it all. Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated, and please silence your cell phones.
All right, this is a special call meeting for filling the vacancy of the 6th district. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Barry?
Yes.
Brett?
Here.
Cunningham? Here. Duff?
Here.
Ferguson?
Here.
Gann?
Here.
Goss?
Here.
Hendrickson?
Here.
Hester?
Here.
Hooks?
Here.
Kirby?
Here.
Lehman?
Here.
Parks?
Here.
Wilson?
Here.
15 present.
All right, thank you, ma'am. At this time, we will open up the meeting with public comment. If there's any public want to speak, feel free to do so at this time. All right, hearing none, seeing none, we will move on to nomination of candidates. At this time, the floor is open for the nomination of candidates. Chair recognizes David Brackett.
I'd like to nominate Nancy Hamilton. She's been a leader in our community for the last 3.5 years. She's got a servant's heart. She's been to as many commission meetings, probably more than I have. I think she'd be an asset to this commission.
Thanks, sir. Chair recognizes Junior Henderson.
Second, Nancy Hamilton. She's been a great leader in this community and appreciate her efforts to serve.
If I recall, Robert's rules, we don't have to have a second.
You don't have to say a second.
So, any other nominations? Chair recognizes Commissioner Wilson.
Hey, I appreciate all the candidates put in. I think we've got some great candidates, and appreciate everybody taking the time. It's I told somebody it's kind of like The Voice, where you're sitting there watching candidates, good candidates, but you can only have one, right? So, the one thing that I want to say, whoever we nominate, whoever we get, this is only my opinion. This isn't against anybody or anything, but I do feel like we should look at the second highest or third highest vote getter. I talked to Mr. Woods, who had passed away. Matter of fact, his funeral was Saturday. He had put in, and we also had Ron Gregory that has put in for this. This is me personally. If you're invested and you went out and campaigned, you put out money, you put up signs, you walk the doors, you beat the tracks, you sit down there during early voting. Me personally, it's not against anybody else, but that's who I'm nominating from, Ron Gregory on this, just because he put in the effort. It would, me as the parish, to have the next highest vote getter after Mr. Woods is passed.
All right, any other nominations?
Are the nominations that came through email or
So
those actual
even the
nominations?
emails, from my understanding, they need to be nominated at this time to be considered to fill the vacancy. So you got one email out there of Mr. Ferguson. Their name has to be nominated at this time to be considered for that vacancy. So when I close and cease nominations, that's it. Commissioner Cunningham.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Parkinson for the simple fact that I appreciate him sending a resume.
All right, any other nominations?
Mr. Chairman,
I think the points that are brought up, are something that perhaps, and I don't know how we can do it, we'd have to get to see the county attorney, but as we speak, we really have no, we fill terms with spouses, we fill terms with seconds, we've done all kinds of ways, so maybe we need to look at a procedure of how we wanna do it, but, I concur, we had some folks good folks, and so, but tonight we're on our own again because we have nothing to go on.
And we are following the guidelines of
Right.
Tennessee Code annotated.
Right. Yes.
Wouldn't be even doing this.
Right.
So, even with that, I met with the county attorney, on this, spoke to him, so we are by the
I'm just
guidelines.
saying us as a local board, we really have no.
Yeah. So,
Can we hear from the three?
we are, once nominations cease.
Okay.
Is there any other nominations at this time? Seeing none, hearing none, do I have a nomination to cease nominations?
Second.
All right, got a, offer by Berry, second by Commissioner Henderson. All right, nominations is ceased. At this time, we would like to hear from the candidates, and, we're gonna limit you to 3 minutes. So, and then commissioners, if you wanna ask questions, we can at that time. All right. The first candidate that was nominated was, Nancy Hamilton.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Nancy Hamilton. I live at 2623 Longville Road, Kingston, in the Union Chapel Church community, and I am was born and raised here in Roane County. Moved away most of my adult life, but moved back here 12 years ago to help my brother care for our aging parents. Also, I didn't want to miss out on the lives of my niece and nephew because they were growing up. And I'm here tonight because Commissioner Brackett has called me, has nominated me tonight. However, multiple constituents of the 6th District have asked me to prayerfully consider this. And so this is not a position I sought out, it sought me. And so I do want to let this commission know tonight that should this commission feel as though I would meet the responsibilities and could do this office well, I would welcome the nomination. I've been blessed with a wonderful education. I have currently a Doctorate of Education in Educational Leadership and Management, an EDS from Tennessee Tech in Educational Counseling and Psychology, Master of Divinity in Theology, as well as a Bachelor of Science degree in Early Childhood Education from Tennessee Tech. For most of my professional career, I have worked in church work, nonprofit ministry areas, but for the last several years, I have worked in higher education. I currently, for the last several years, serve as our local colleges, program director for College Success, which is a program at our college that is an academic course, 3-hour academic course that all of our students have to take in order to remain Tennessee Promise eligible. I also, in that role, supervise and recruit and train about 45 to 50 adjunct instructors, part-time instructors, who are all K-12 educators in each of our 9 county service areas. We also, due to Mr. Duff's help, I also have that course on 9 high schools in our service area, so I'm really proud of that. But I'll just be honest, I'll have to say last year, one of my greatest accomplishments, and I'm going to compliment the team at Roane State, is many of you know a great leader in our community who passed away several years ago, Dr. Paul Goldberg. And we've been able to reinstitute his Leadership Institute, which is a year-long leadership program that helps our employees figure out what their gifts are and to make a positive influence in our college community. And Mr. Cresswell has been a part of that, and we're really proud of that. And I hope that Dr. Goldberg in heaven would be proud of it too, you know. So I am here tonight. Mr. Brackett said this. I have been coming to these meetings, I don't know, for maybe not the whole time, but maybe about 36 months, about 3 years or so. As you well know, I ran for school board in 2020, and because I was pretty green, I still am. But I wanted to learn how county and city government works so that I can best advocate for the constituents in my district. And I try to do that to the best of my ability. And so I just want to leave you with a comment that someone said to me one time, and they've said it a couple times in my tenure on the school board these last 3.5 years, 41 months. You know, they say that public service is one of sacrifice, and that is true. However, I'm gonna just say, you know, I don't wanna get emotional about this, but it has been one of my life's greatest honors to serve those who really encouraged me, who nurtured me, and I would not be here today unless it were for them. So I'm honored to have this nomination and would welcome your comments or questions you may have.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Berry.
So as you mentioned, you're currently a member of the school board,
Yes, sir.
so I assume that you understand that you would have to relinquish your position on that school board.
That's correct. And actually, I consulted the county attorney just recently, just so I could get some information about that. And if it's okay, county attorney, could I defer to you to kind of talk about the process by that? Would that be okay, what you shared with me?
I advised her that if she is chosen tonight, she would need to resign from the school board before the next meeting.
All right, any other questions?
It's something that we value and probably envy your education. And we know that you largely contribute in a lot of areas. But where do you feel that you could best contribute, not just to your district, but for the citizens of Roane County as a whole?
Well, that's really hard to say because I have lots of passions. Education, of course, is one of them. Coming from a family where they were blue collar, and I was the first in my family to go to college, of course, education is always going to be important to me. I kind of joke with my parents, instead of giving them grandchildren, I've given them degrees that don't talk back, you know? And so it has helped me in my life. So, you know, it's a really hard question to answer right now because I want to be the best advocate for the constituents in my district and in the largest capacity of influence. You know, leadership is influence. And if this commission thought that I was the person, I'd be welcome to serve. But if they don't, I'll be sitting back here on this back row like I do every month, still serving our school board and the constituents of our district. It is really important to me that our constituents have a voice. And one of the things I have learned from leaders in this community is that you gain influence by serving. And so I'm just thankful for the background and upbringing I've had. My family's done that their entire lives. And, you know, the community I live in is Union Chapel Church area. I'm on the land that my ancestors, Hamilton ancestors, have had since the late 1800s. And my family has nurtured a life of service. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I just want to be the most useful in whatever capacity. And honestly, as a born Christian, it's a calling for me. And I just want to influence where God would have me be, whatever capacity that is. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, any other questions for Dr. Hamilton? Hearing none, sir.
This term runs to the next election, which
Yes,
will
sir.
be in August.
Yes, sir.
So is that something that you wish to seek for the 2-year remaining term at the end
For
of
this position,
Yes.
at this time, yes. Should I be elected?
Any other questions? Hearing none, seeing none. Thank you, ma'am. All right, next candidate that nominated was Roane Gregory.
Hi, I'm Roane Gregory. I live at 131 Maple Lane, Kingston, Tennessee. I've been a resident here in Kingston for 6 years. And I thank you, Mr. Wilson, for bringing up my name. And I did run the last election. And God bless Mr. Woods. If he was here, I would be standing up here nominating him because he got more votes than he did. We spent time together talking a lot, and I really respected the man. So I just wanted that to be known. I would be highly recommending him tonight instead of myself. So thank you, Mr. Wilson. But I'll give you a little bit of my background for those of you that don't know me and what I do. I am retiring from my job March 31st because I said that on the campaign trail, and I'm living up to that, and I'm looking forward to that. To be able to spend more time doing the things I like to do with the community. What have I done in the community since I've been here for 6 years? I did not grow up here, but I spent the last 6 years doing everything I can to help Roane County. I spent a lot of time working with different departments in Roane County. I was on chairman of the board of the fire department and retired at the right time. I'm now on the Rotary Club,
I spend time working with Roane State Community College, helping them with their contracts and how they can save money. What do I really do for a living? I travel the United States. I work with all higher education, private institutions, community colleges. I help them on infrastructure. I help them with saving money. I help them with branding. How does your school look? How does your town look? I help them redesign what they call town centers, to take a community and say, what should it look like for the future that's gonna bring in more residents, gonna bring in more people to help reduce tax dollars. I'm a fiduciary responsibility for them. I'm on 2 college boards. I'm a board member. I was just elected to the Free Medical Clinics Board for the next 2 years. I accepted that nomination last week. I spend the other half of my time working with the state of Tennessee. And what do I do for the state? We have their biggest contract in the state of Tennessee. And my company manages just about everything for the state, from the Capitol building to every personal piece of property that they have, their real estate. We help them with the branding. We help them with saving money for taxpayers. I'm in Nashville probably every week, if not every other week. I'm heading there right after this meeting tonight for another meeting tomorrow to help them plan to find ways to save money for the taxpayers, to help manage their buildings, especially the big ones, the Capitol. We manage that building. We manage all what they call the DGF portfolio. Just about every part of Tennessee we touch, whether it's TDOT, whether it's youth detention centers, all that work comes our way in my companies, and I oversee that. I don't do it personally, but I have a group of people. I also manage Chicago Public School Systems, which is the 3rd largest school system in the United States with over 300,000 students and 700 buildings across the city of Chicago. We help them with infrastructure. We help them with capital planning. We help them design and build new schools. We help them redesign the schools that they have. We help bring in new programs. We help them design things for the students for the future. We find internship programs that I oversee and manage for young students that are trying to get into the workplace. My company hires many interns across the United States. So we take a lot of pride in the education side of the business, but I also do the government side for the state of Tennessee. And they've asked me to stay on as a consultant even when I retire to help them. They've been doing this for the last 6 years for them. We've saved the taxpayer of Tennessee, I can't quote the dollars because that's confidential, but millions and millions of dollars for the state of Tennessee. And it's all about infrastructure. It's about planning and how do you develop something and how do you take a city like Kingston and make it even better for the future. How do you look at the taxpayer dollars, the fiduciary responsibility? How do you grow the city? How do you grow a campus? How do you grow something so it can be a little different in the future? Roane County is a beautiful place. We all love where we live. The lakes, the cities, I don't want to see it grow that big either. But there's a lot of ways to do things that you can do that behind the scenes. And so I consult with lots of people. I have a consulting practice that I work with for schools and governments across the United States. Even in Puerto Rico, I do a lot of consulting for them on how to make a difference in infrastructure and capital planning. So I could go on and on about what I do, but I'll stop there. Any questions? And I really do thank you, Mr. Wilson, for nominating me. And it'd be an honor and a privilege to serve with all of you.
All right, any questions of Mr. Gregory?
Yes, sir.
Would, if you were to receive this position, would you run for election for the August?
Absolutely.
Election?
Absolutely. I learned a lot last time around, what to do and what not to do, believe me. So yes, absolutely.
All right, any other questions? Hearing none, seeing none, we'll hear from the next candidate, Mr. Jeff Parks.
Thank you, Commissioners, for your time. Thank you, Councilwoman, Commissionerwoman. Thank you for your nomination, I appreciate it. You all have my resume. I just want to make a few points as quickly as I can. As you can see, I've been a resident of Roane County since 1966. That doesn't guarantee me anything, but it shows my interest and investment, I think, in the community. I've brought my wife here. We've raised our family here. My 3 children are all products of the school system, and they're all now married and off the payroll. And at this point in time, I have the time myself to devote to a county commission office. I recognize, the second thing I want you to know, I recognize the gravity and responsibility of these offices. These offices are servant offices, of course, as you all know. And of course, they're primarily funded by taxes, so the responsibility to the taxpayer and to the citizens of Roane County is paramount. Third thing I'd like to touch on real quickly, I've had 40 years' experience in IT, okay? Now, I worked at Boeing and all the plants in Oak Ridge. What that has afforded me through the years is the ability to see how many government agencies work, and it has given me the opportunity to perform creative solutions, to come up with ideas to problems. I've supported customers whose primary duties are making sure that vendors are paid, making sure payroll is paid, making sure all those funds are transferred to the banks safely and securely. We do disaster recovery, on and on and on. You don't want to hear about those things, but what that does is each one of those problems, everything in IT gets driven from a problem. Somebody has a problem, somebody has to solve it. Customers say, here's my problem, give me an answer. Here's where we've got to get to. I've spent 40 years doing that. It's been very rewarding. It's a fun thing to do, quite frankly. However, most of the time, where you have multiple folks involved, there's not consensus. So finding consensus for those solutions is often a problem, it's often an issue. However, through the years, I've found that if we carefully define our problem, carefully define what is a success, typically we'll get consensus if we're all focused on the same goal. So that's how I have worked. When I worked for the county government, I worked in the county executive's office. And during that time, we were also faced with a number of issues. I also was able to use some problem solving and creative problem solving for those. The wastewater billing, there was none. The sewer use ordinance, there was none. There was a couple of grant projects that were in danger of losing some of their funding. We had to come up with some solutions, how we were going to go back and get things on track, and we were able to do that. Finally, I would like you to know that my public service, I have a history of public service. I've been in the Roane County Utility Board for 10 years, secretary for a number of those years, currently the chairman for about the last year. During the time that I've been on that board, we've seen numerous improvements. There was a number of things to be addressed. Those have been improved. This board, the wastewater plant is probably in the best shape that it's been in since the 80s when I witnessed it. So sometimes you have to let the people that do the good work. And that's kind of what we've seen there. I can't take credit for all of the good process that's gone on with the wastewater plant, but nonetheless. So I want to leave you with these 4 thoughts, if I can. If I receive a nomination or the appointment tonight, I'll bring you a commitment of time and energy. I'll bring you the sober recognition of the responsibility of this office. I'll bring you a commitment to creative solutions and consensus building. And finally, I'll bring you a history of public service. So thank you for your service. Thank you for your time and attention. And unless you have any questions.
All right, any questions for Mr. Parkinson?
If you were elected tonight to fill this position, would you run in August?
That would be very likely.
All right, any other questions for Mr. Parkinson?
Mr. Mayor, I have one second. Thank you for wanting to do this. We do appreciate it very much. And thank you for your resume and thank you for what you've done. But the question for you, in the district where you live and in Roane County in general, what do you think would be Roane County's in a better way to say, is our number 1 problem right now? Would it, that we need to that the county needs to focus on, that is the biggest challenge that we're facing?
There's 3 things that bother me, to tell you the truth. In the district that I'm in, the K-25 airport is a concern. We've got the SMR, the small nuclear reactors that they're trying to package up and put it to CRBR. flight paths over my house, flight paths around a small modular reactor or any kind of reactor, seem problematic to me. I've heard it pitched that, an airport at K-25 would bring such great business in. Well, you've got K-25 and you've got the Croat area. I'm not sure that I would want to locate a business there in the flight path. I think that's a problem. We've also got the Governor Lee, school voucher plan that's out there. And I don't think anybody really knows how that's going to affect folks. I could see that being a terrific drain on some of our monies. And finally, the last thing would be, the federal projects. Many of the grants, during the evaluation process of these grants, they want to know, of course, how, what subdivision requirements have to be dedicated towards, low income and all of the other requirements. So if you don't have that, that cuts you out of grant recipients. So I think those are three things. I know you only asked for one. Those are the three that come to my mind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. All right, thank you. All right, at this time, we're gonna, vote. I do have one question for, Mr. Leckie. Commissioner gets one vote per candidate, or one vote period. Is that right, over the three candidates?
Commissioner gets one vote. You're gonna go around once. If somebody gets 8 votes, they're chosen. If somebody gets less than 8 votes, then you're gonna have to keep voting, so you're gonna go around again until somebody gets 8 votes. But each time you vote, the commissioner just gets one vote.
That's correct. Thank you.
And as I understand, Mr. Chairman, what we will do, as our name is called, we'll call the name of the person out that we want to vote for. Is that correct?
Yes. Thank you. All right, Madam Clerk, call the first name.
Barry,
Hamilton.
Brackett,
Hamilton.
Cunningham,
Parkinson.
Duff,
Hamilton.
Ferguson,
Hamilton.
Gann,
Hamilton.
Goss,
Hamilton.
Hendrickson,
Hamilton.
Hester,
Hamilton.
Hooks,
Hamilton.
Kirby,
Hamilton.
Lehman,
Hamilton.
Parks,
Hamilton.
Wilson.
Gregory.
13 for Hamilton.
All right, so with that said, that's the, next county commission,
I'm sorry, 12, I'm sorry.
12.
I've still got
More
15
than
in
8.
my head, yeah.
So, all right, county executive, are you ready?
Yes,
All right, before we adjourn this meeting, you have to administer the oath.
I do. Ms. Hamilton, will you care to join me up here, please?
I'll be honored.
I had coach's battle at my office.
I love it.
All right,
I should have,
let's come
yeah,
on up here.
I love it.
All right, let's see here. It's my first oath too. We're in this together.
Okay, great.
All right, raise your right hand. Place your other hand on the Bible. There we go. Now, repeat after me.
Yes.
I do solemnly swear that I, Nancy Hamilton.
You're going to slow down, one a little bit at a time.
Okay. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I,
that I,
Nancy Hamilton,
Nancy Hamilton,
will perform with fidelity
will perform with fidelity
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
to which I have been appointed,
to which I have been appointed,
and which I am about to assume.
and which I'm about to assume.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
to support the constitutions
to support the constitutions
of the state of Tennessee
of the state of Tennessee
and the United States of America,
and the United States of America,
and to faithfully perform the duties
and to faithfully perform the duties
of the office of County Commissioner,
in the office of County Commissioner,
representing the 6th District
representing the 6th District
of Roane County, Tennessee.
of Roane County, Tennessee.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any notes. I mean,
You don't need it?
okay.
Well,
All right, at this time, is there any other business to come before the county commission on the special call meeting?
You can either go there.
you can pick a seat.
I'll go back
All
here.
right. Hearing none, seeing none, we must adjourn this meeting and enter into the next meeting. All right, we do only have 4 resolutions for the next meeting, so we're gonna call this meeting to order. And then and Madam Clerk, if you would call the roll.
I've got it set up here.
All right.
If everybody could log in on their tablet.
All right, approved previous minutes, meeting minutes. I have a motion by Commissioner Wilson, motion by Commissioner Duff. Commissioner Wilson,
Nothing further.
Commissioner Duff.
Nothing.
All right. Any debate? Hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk. Majority passed. Acceptance of committee, reports and correspondence. Commissioner Berry, Commissioner Duff. Commissioner Berry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just, real quick, under number 7, proclamation that we had last month. I just want to thank, the commission for, what I thought was a great, meeting that we gave the folks from who had passed away and out at the Asheville Kingston plant. I thought we had a great turnout. I thank all the commissioners who come to the meeting, but I thought we accomplished everything that we wanted to with that resolution, and now all we got left is the placard to be put up at the proper time. Number 8, I'd like to thank Representative Fritz for his letter to the governor. This next coming year is going to be a critical year for Asian Park, and we're asking the governor to put some money in his budget for the state's local portion of money for a barrier. So thanks to him for that. And number 10, just thanks for Tennessee's first ever 10-year physically contained transportation. I think it gives us a roadmap now to know where transportation folks are going and where that affects us, and gives us an opportunity to follow or to add or take away from that. So thanks to that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's all I have.
All right, Commissioner Duff, one second.
There was a 11th that I thought, does that need to be added, before we vote on these, or what needs to occur with that?
Mr. Chairman, now.
So, yeah, go ahead, Mr. Berry.
Yeah, the number 11 was correspondence, and actually what it was a resolution that the school board had passed at their December meeting. What I was trying to do was to get, just wanting us to pass the 12-day rule, to also have the opportunity to support that resolution, because that's going to be one of the main things that come up in this next legislative session, which begins tonight. So that's what number 11 was. It got its correspondence. Just trying to get it in as a resolution to make sure that we supported the schools with that. And so I was going to do it under special orders, Mr. Chairman, however we need to do it to get it on as to waive the 12-day rule for that motion.
Well, I know.
Does it need to be, do we need to vote on that before we approve the meeting?
First off, point of order. For any business to come before the collective legislative body, that needs to be a Roane County Commission resolution recognizing the said resolution, or have the same body and context of that. Is that not correct? Because that's what we said.
I think all we're doing is supporting another resolution. I would yield to the county attorney. I'm just trying to support a resolution that the school board has.
We generally do it by a separate resolution, but you could make a motion to support this resolution and vote on that and have it reflected in your minutes without a separate resolution.
But we still have to waive the 12-day rule.
You're gonna have to waive the 12-day rule regardless, because it's not on the agenda, so you're gonna have to amend your agenda.
Right.
All right,
Mr. Chairman?
sir.
My anticipation is that this is gonna be
an issue that is probably debated throughout the entire session, probably through several committees. I think if we wrote a resolution in support of the school board's efforts to do the exact same thing the school board did, I think we'd have time if we did that at the February meeting with a resolution to be able to support our legislators in their efforts, or hopefully to push back against the governor's voucher program.
That's fine. My only concern was they go into session tomorrow, with the schools and the county commission both supporting, or it may not pass. But at least we have an opportunity to show our legislators yay or nay on where we stand as the two bodies, legislative bodies in the county, on the vouchers. That was the reason for the urgency.
All right, let's stick with it. So do you want to waive the 12-day rule at this time? So we'll suspend what,
If it's appropriate, I'll make a motion that we,
first off, let me close out the committee
That's fine.
correspondence,
That's
and
fine.
then we'll go in and waive the 12-day rule. Mr. Duff, you had a second on committees and correspondence.
No, that was my only question.
All right, any other discussion or debate on, committee and correspondence? All right, hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk.
I think you've got two that want to speak.
Well, what they're gonna speak to is what we're gonna talk about next, waiving the 12-day rule, and they have an opportunity to speak to him.
Ready to vote?
This is on acceptance of the correspondence. All right, at this time, motion's been made. Do I hear a second for the waiving of the 12-day rule? Mr. Murray? I'm sorry, I didn't even, 14-1 on the committee reports and correspondence.
I'll change mine. I forgot what was voting
I can
on.
change.
I'll change mine, yeah.
I got you.
I apologize. Gentlemen. All right, 15-0 passed. All right,
Can we do this by voice vote?
we're gonna probably have to. Motion to adopt said correspondence from the school, which do you guys have that? Did you guys get it? Letter from the school dated 7 December, opposing Governor Lee's voucher program. So, motion by Berry, second by Duff. Commissioner Berry.
No further, just, like I say, I was just in support of the schools, sending this resolution, and I just thought it was a critical time, because the legislature going into session tomorrow, and gives our legislators and senator an opportunity to know where the two legislative bodies stand. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, Commissioner Duff.
Can I, let the county executive?
I was just telling Commissioner Duff, if you also go down this path, I would also discuss a way to communicate this. Because we were just taking a vote. We want our legislators to know, tell us if there's something in the administration you want us to do to notify her. So make sure we just direct us in this discussion.
Mr. Chairman.
Hold on, let me get this table first.
So, does that need to be, are we still under?
We're waiving the
vote under
12-day
the
rule.
12-day rule?
We're waiving the 12-day rule, except.
And you're the first and I'm the second, just like it was on the regular committee. Then I would say that this needs to go to the representatives. Our representative, Monty Fritz, and Senator Yeager, and whomever else we need to send it to, the commissioner or the governor. Does that need to be part of the?
So we're reacting to contact on a short period notice, guys. We received this notice on Friday. This letter signed 7 December 2023. The school board had a meeting 21 December 2023. Then for me to get something entertained on a Friday, then us have this discussion, that's why I'm opposed to 12-day rules on the fly.
Yes.
So, but I agree, I concur, it needs to go to higher legislation. But to bring it to me at the last minute, you know, when the call for fire is now, it's late to react to contact. So, you got the second on it, so at this time, is there any discussion or debate?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
If they vote to waive the 12-day rule, then are they making a motion as a special order? I just want to know how it should be reflected in the minutes. Like, are we doing this as a special order or just to approve?
It will be added to the correspondence or special order, wherever it needs to fall, right, Mr. Lefty?
Yes, you can do it as a special order. It would just be a motion to support this and a second, and then voting on the motion.
All right. So, right now, on the floor is a motion to waive the 12-day rule to accept correspondence number 11, into our, committee reports and correspondence. We had two people who wanted to speak a while ago, Mr. Goss, you were the first one up, and then Mr. Brady.
And Mr. Chairman, that's what I was gonna ask you, if we didn't have to make a resolution as far as the governing body. We have a neighboring county, Anderson County, just passed this in December also, so, I don't know if we can go off that.
Well,
Resolution,
to go off that, somebody's gonna have to file a resolution. The only thing you can do tonight is somebody can make an oral motion to, that your body makes a statement that you support this, and if that gets voted in favor of, there'll be a reflection in the minutes that you've done that. But there's not gonna be a formal resolution until somebody files a formal resolution.
All right.
What is the best way?
Let me go in order. Commissioner Brown.
again, I'm not a proponent for the 12-day rule, you know, just getting it, I'm not saying I'm against it for, but what I'm saying is, we're sitting here, look like a jar of marbles, really not knowing what we're doing. I think it would be best to come back in a resolution, like you're saying, that we all collectively get, but I would like to see more communication. Like you said, the school board has had this meeting, I've not been contacted by anybody, I don't know what they think about it or what they don't. We need communication, we have school board, school liaison, somebody could reach out to us for this, and we wouldn't be in this shape trying to figure out, I can look around and see the faces, we're all perplexed. So, I'm not saying I'm against it, but I'm not for the 12-day rule.
Commissioner Duff.
What is the best way to go forward with this?
Right now, we've already got the 12-day, we're gonna have to paddle through this right here.
Sure.
Till we get to the next round.
It just depends on what your goals are. I mean, if you want a piece of paper called a resolution that says exactly what this says, but it's a resolution of the county commission body, you're gonna have to file one. The most you can do tonight is just have a paragraph in the minutes that said so-and-so made a motion to support what the school board did, so-and-so seconded, and so many people voted yes. So you're gonna have a paragraph in the minutes that you can send somewhere with the rest of the minutes. But if you feel like a separate document called resolution makes more of a statement, then somebody's gonna have to file one.
Commissioner Hooks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't see the urgency in waiving the 12-day rule. I mean, if it was something that was set in concrete that we had to have it out there next week, or within the month, when you waive the 12-day rule, that, to me, that doesn't give the public an opportunity to see what's on the agenda, to have input on it, and I would like to see it cleaner. We've always done a resolution. If we wanted to support something, we always did a resolution, and I think it has more teeth. We always did a resolution to support that, and for that, it's not that I'm all for protecting our local schools, don't get me wrong. but I'm also, for giving the public an opportunity to view the agenda, and, if they want to come and make any comments, do that as well. When you wait for 12-day rule, that's a little bit in haste, and for that, I'm going to vote against the 12-day rule.
Thank you, Commissioner Hooks. Commissioner Anderson?
Yeah, the past few years I've been on here, we've been, trying to set a precedent, everything must go through committee. And we ain't had school sales committee in a long time. The school system had plenty of time to send this to us. I think we need to set precedent in this new year. This is our first meeting of the new year, that everything should go through committee. They've had it for over a month and they wait till the last minute to send it to us. It must not have been in too important form, and for that I will not support the 12-day rule.
Commissioner Berry?
Yeah, I need to set the record straight. The schools didn't have anything. I was talking to some folks from the schools. They indicated they had passed a resolution on the voucher system. I said, well, if you've passed a resolution on the voucher system, then the county may want to support that as well. So that then the school board has some backing from us on this. We've passed 12-day rules for a lot worse than this, guy. But regardless, I just wanted to make sure that this isn't coming from the schools. Schools didn't call. That's why we didn't have time for. We wouldn't have had time for a committee report anyway. But this isn't something that Director Jenkins or anybody on the schools did. This is just something that in a conversation with them, they told me that they had passed the resolution on vouchers. And I thought, well, then I'll see if we can get. I'm thinking because of what we've passed previously on the 12-day rule, that the 12-day rule would be that big a deal to get this on the floor for a vote, and we can take it. And if we supported it, then fine. If we don't, then that's fine. But please remember, this is not the schools. This is me reacting from a conversation that I had with them to try to support this. Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Parks.
So I think we clearly support the schools, but I think a resolution would have more, as Mr. Hook said, more teeth, and I think it would be more productive for us, more professional also, to have a written resolution instead of something logged in the minutes that's copied and sent to the commissioner. That's all I got to say.
All right, any other discussion on waiving the 12-day rule? Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Terry,
Yes.
Brackett,
No.
Cunningham,
No.
Duff,
Yes.
Ferguson,
Yes.
Gann,
No.
Ross,
Yes.
Hendrickson,
No.
Hester,
No.
Hooks,
No.
Kirby,
Yes.
Lehman,
No.
Parks,
No.
Wilson,
Yes.
Hamilton.
I abstain.
That's 6 yes, 8 no.
All right, motion does not pass. Let's continue on with our business. All right, notaries. Is there any, Madam Clerk? You read them, please.
Crystal Borum, Donna Cakelin, Michelle Fisher, Kathy Hamilton, Nikki Largen, Alice McGowan, Keita Mize, Candace Peacock, Jensen Peacock, Veronica Shar, Dustin Scroggins, Melissa Smith, and Haley Stanley.
All right, I have a motion by Commissioner Berry, a second by Commissioner, or was that from previous?
It was previous.
Motion by Junior Hendrickson, and a second by, Commissioner Cunningham. Commissioner Hendrickson,
Appreciate your willingness, sir.
Commissioner Cunningham.
Agree.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, seeing none? Madam Clerk. All right, motion carries 15-0. This time, we're going to be hearing from the public, our delegation. Please limit your time to 3 minutes. If you would, step up to the podium and tell us your address,
Hi, everybody. My name is Lucinda Sheth. I live at 661 DeArmond Road, Kingston, Tennessee, 37763, and I am here to give you all an update about the subject of age-inappropriate books being available and in our public school libraries, our government schools, in the age-inappropriate hands. This is an issue that's been brought forth since September 5th. So the update is, middle schools, 34 books have been removed, and when I say removed, they're not banned, they're just age inappropriate and been removed. There's no book ban going on, it's just removal for age inappropriateness, which is pursuant to the Tennessee law that was passed in 2021. Middle schools, 34 books have removed. Elementary schools and high schools, 285 books have been removed. Now just imagine if we had brought a class action lawsuit pursuant to the Tennessee law to get these books removed, that's $2,500 per fine for the breaking of the law. That would have been $85,000 for middle schools and $712,500 for the elementary schools and the high schools. Now, 270 forms have been filled out, forms for review of removal, and there have been 67 books listed under review. However, since all this time, since September 5th, that all this information has come out of the age inappropriate books in schools, 100 new books have been added, so 100 new forms have been put in by certified mail or hand-delivered by my husband to the principals. Here's an example. Roane County High School added, after all of this has been made known, Nick and Charlie by Alice Osman, and on page 16 on my list, which I gave all you last time, there's sexual activities, drug use, alcohol use by minors, and profanity. This should weigh heavily on everybody that age inappropriate hands are reading this material. Another one, page 17. If There's No Tomorrow by Jennifer L. Armentrout. That has sexual activities involving minors, alcohol use by minors, and profanity. This should weigh heavily on everybody's heart and mind that this illegal act is still being done in the schools to age inappropriate books. Page 17, Uses for Boys by Erica Scheit. Graphic sexual activities in that book, molestation, drug and alcohol use. This also should weigh very heavily that these books are put in Roane County High School since all of this has been made known about the books and inappropriateness. Harriman High School, page 7, City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. Incest, child abuse, suicide ideation, alcohol use, blood and gore depiction, and blood drinking. This also should weigh heavily on you all. Roane County High School again, page 18. We Know It Was You, a strange truth novel by Maggie Thrash. Obscene sexual activities, sexual assault, nudity, profanity, derogatory terms, alcohol, drug use, and suicide. This book, too, should also weigh very heavily upon you. It does me. Rockwood High School, page 21. This made its way back. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Explicit sexual activities, explicit violence, nudity, profanity. This book, too, should weigh heavily on you. These are all age inappropriate for minors. Every book that says a young adult book should be removed. A young adult is not 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. A young adult is 18, 19, and 20, not for minors. The official school board policy for forms comes directly from the American Library Association. And I've been at the school board twice with recommendations to withdraw membership with the ALA, stop paying them dues, and change a policy. There should be no books from the Rainbow Roundtable, no books from the Stonewall Award books. Those are the guys that were rioting up in New York in the 60s. And come the 70s, their motto was, we're here, we're queer, and we're coming for your children. No Stonewall Award book. And no book from authors who are known to write this content. So something has to be done legally because there's illegal activity still continuing as these books are getting put up on the shelf. I'm finished.
Good work.
Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman.
Oh, I've got one that's already requested to speak, Commissioner Hooks.
Go ahead. I greatly appreciate what you do, man, the time you put into this. I have grandkids in school, but I'm gonna tell you what, I will stand firm on this foundation and what I'm about to say tonight. I may get criticized, but you know, that's okay. Until we get God back into the homes and into the families, and the parents do something. We can't blame this governing body, we can't blame the school system, we can't. The parents have got to take some blame in the raising of their kids.
I agree. Amen.
All right, Commissioner Hooks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I also agree to that. You know, it first left the home, and that's where the problem lies at now. But that doesn't solve the problem at hand. The problem at hand is material is still getting into the schools that's inappropriate, that is against the law.
Amen.
Someone needs to monitor it, and if we're giving publications and books from companies at will, then we need to look at these companies that are sending these books at will. It's against the law.
Amen.
We need to set precedents, and we need to have something, if it's the librarian's responsibility to order the books, then she needs to know, or he needs to know, what books are coming in through the school system. That's their responsibility. The school superintendent's responsibility is to oversee all the schools and all the librarians, and then when it's brought to your attention that this is reoccurring, then we need to know why it's reoccurring, and action needs to be taken. I don't want my grandchildren exposed to this stuff. My children are adults. They can read or have or look at whatever they want to do. But if you've got young children, we need to educate them in reading, math, and things that will get them along in life, not have to. I'm finished, Mr.
Thank you. Commissioner Henderson.
Yeah, I've been supporting her in this, and I've been going speaking to the school board, and it's going upon deaf ears. And I actually have called Jack Stockton to let him know that what I'm carrying in my car, if I got pulled over, I could have been arrested for child pornography and stuff. And what I was carrying was books that I bought off Amazon that was actually in the school libraries. The elementary school, if that tells you anything. The school board voted to make no changes to their book policy, meaning that there was nothing wrong with it. And I'm going to challenge, I think we need to get the DA to go make a sweep in the school again, because since the last time he was in there, they've added more content, and that shows intent to distribute. And I think it's time some accountability comes about, and I don't care if they arrest the principal, I don't care if they arrest the librarian, I don't care if they arrest the whole dang school system, the whole school board. Something needs to be done. They cannot keep bringing this non-educational material that's driving these kids to looking at child pornography. I don't look at it in my home, and I guarantee you none of the rest of you do. If you do, I'm ashamed of it. Because I'm ashamed of the school system right now for what they're failing to do, and that's protect our kids. We trust the school system to take care of our kids for the 8 hours they got, and for the bus ride home and there. And they're being exposed to child pornography. The Kingston Middle School librarian had a secret library. When DA got over there, that he'd done away with it. He had his own personal library. That way the kids could come up and say, hey, I want to see one of them dirty books. Okay? So, you know, I expect y'all to take this serious. And we need to direct something to our school system because their book policy is off the charts. It is wrong, dead wrong. And they're supposed to sit over there saying they're Christians, but they're allowing this to come back. That ain't much Christian to me. I don't know what church they go to. That's all I've got to say. As far as I'm concerned, I say we put some money aside and build a statue of Lucinda right there for the work she's done trying to protect our children.
God be the glory.
That's all I've got to say. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Lehman. So I'll be the first to say I'm embarrassed that I've not attended or went to one of these schools to see if I could see these books on the shelf for myself, and I don't know if any other commissioners have been there or not. Any of us can log on to a database to look to see if these books are in a school system. But Ms. Fee, how many schools have you physically been in that you've seen these books on the shelf?
Me?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm only going through the Alexandria Library, the catalog, online catalog at each school.
So I haven't seen them there. I know Mr. Duff well enough. He has children in the schools. I don't think he would allow them to be on the shelf. Just because they've got ordered. So unfortunate. None of us want them in a school system or want our county money buying these books. But can any of us walk into one of these schools tomorrow and find one of these books on the shelf? Mr. Jenkins, can you?
I'll tell you, I have watched the libraries get the books to get checked out and returned, checked out and returned. So they are there, they are available. And when they're marked available, they're available. Or they're marked out, or they're marked under review. I can't personally go in the libraries. They probably wouldn't let me in.
Anything else, Mr. Lehman?
No, sir.
All right. Anyone else from the public? Yes, sir, come on up. Commissioner Gann.
I'm sorry that I'm speechless, but really I am. And I wish I appreciate what you said, Chris, and I wish there was an answer to this. But I don't think the answer is in this governing body. I think the answer can lie between the committee, the school liaison committee, and working with the school. But I don't think the answer to this tremendous problem lies within this body tonight. I value and I appreciate everything that's been said, and it's pretty open, it's pretty eye-opening, and I understand that. Mr. Jenkins is here. I appreciate Mr. Jenkins being here, and I appreciate him continuing to come. I appreciate Lucinda and Junior. I appreciate the commitment that you have. But I think the more we talk about this here, the more it just wells us up on the inside, and we get a lot of emotion going to that. And sometimes we don't settle things with emotions. Emotions are good, but it takes being able to communicate. And it seems to me that maybe we're not communicating very well. But I don't know if that communication needs to come from this governing body here. That's a responsibility of the school board, if I'm right, that they have to discipline, they have to hire and fire, and they have to make those decisions. And I think the more that we really try to talk about this, is the more that we build it up on emotion. And I don't want this in our schools. Nobody does. Mr. Jenkins, and I mean,
any parent in here, we don't want this in our schools. We really don't. But if we keep going the route we're going right now, I just don't want us to go so far down the road that we try to come up with some answer to the problem that doesn't need that answer. I think it's good for the committee and the school board to work together, and it's good for parents to be involved and be engaged in the school board. But I just caution us on trying to fix this problem in this body tonight, because I don't think we're gonna have the right solution.
Anything else, Commissioner Gaines?
No, sir.
Let's continue from hearing from public comment. Sir?
Thank you. My name's Doug Clark, and I live at 1112 Circle Drive. I practiced as a physician's assistant in this county for 45 years. Combat veteran from Vietnam. And I have an idea to try to help prevent the fentanyl overdose. I think we've had a couple of students that OD'd on something. And of course, they kept that kind of quiet, but we knew that they went to the hospital.
Sir, let me just mildly interrupt you real quick. Is that microphone on? And is anybody having trouble hearing him in the back?
It was on.
Addis, can you hear?
You just need to speak right into it, sir.
Barely. Okay.
Get right where
My glasses, it looked like that right here.
I apologize for interrupting.
No,
Please
sir.
continue.
In many cities that are progressive and feel like they have the answers, they've set up corner shops to give out clean crack pipes, to bring in your dirty used needles and syringes, and we'll give you new ones. Not only that, we will let you shoot up whatever you have here in this clinic. Not a clinic, but in the site. Well, is anybody, I think, that heard that would think, that there's gonna be something go wrong there, and it has. Their overdoses have increased by 100%. So now, they're backing up, and they have vending machines on the streets, like Coke machines. And you don't have to buy it. You just have to pull the plunger, and you get Narcan nasal spray. Now, I think that in our high schools, and I give you praise for the three programs that you allocated money for. But we need to have the Narcan in the teachers' pockets or pocketbooks in every room. How much is it gonna cost? I don't know. I think you get 2 vials or 2 nasal sprays for about $45. But we could find out from the police department or the first responder or whoever. It cannot be abused, and it will not hurt someone who is passed out, and you think it's that, but it could be a diabetic coma, it could be you come on somebody's had a seizure, and they're out of it, but they're passed out. You can still spray it in their nose, and it's not gonna hurt them. So, it won't be abused, and it can be used, and it doesn't take but like 5 minutes to show you how to do it. It's like any nasal spray that you get over the counter. But the effect of that within 10 seconds is amazing. I've seen people that I thought were dead and spray it, or well, they didn't have the spray, they had the injectable Narcan in that right way. And in 10 seconds, they're up. They don't even know what happened. And they're combative most of the time. But we've saved a life. So whatever the cost is, how many lives do we need to sacrifice before we realize they're gonna do it? I don't think anybody intentionally takes fentanyl. That's the next thing we might consider, is the drug test that the police officers, when they pull them over and they find little baggies, little pills, it's just a little drop or two of a reagent on a little bit of dust there, and it turns purple. So that's something that I would like for the commission to consider. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Anyone else? No.
Happy New Year. I'm Justin Snow, I'm the president, CEO of Roane. I'll start by saying, reflecting back on 2023 was a good year for us. We did a lot of good things together, and I personally want to tell this commission I appreciate your support. You've always supported me, our team, the Industrial Development Board, so thank you. We closed out 2023 on a strong note. Our developer that we work with, the TPA Group, purchased 44 more acres in the park at Roane Regional, and the closing occurred on December the 13th. And later that evening, we actually went to the Planning Commission and had their site plan approved. So first quarter of this year, they're planning on starting construction on phase 2 in the park, which will consist of a 220,000 square foot speculative building going up. So that'll be our second building. Of course, we've already been marketing and submitting proposals on this building, and this was another $1.3 million in land sale proceeds that went back to the county. So activity does breed activity. Everybody in your handouts, tonight there's a legislative breakfast. Next Monday, everybody should receive an invitation. This will be next Monday, 8 o'clock a.m. at the Roane Lights. You all are invited. Senator Yeager, Representative Fritz, and Representative Butler will be present to engage with everyone that's present. So any questions or comments that you would like to ask them, they'll be at Roane Lights next Monday, 8 o'clock for the legislative breakfast. Okay. And I'll close tonight. We have Stacy Wilson with us tonight. She's our tourism director, and she's doing a phenomenal job. And back in September, the Roane Lights, we partnered with the City of Kingston to help support and sponsor the St. Croix Bassmaster Open. And Stacy has done a lot of legwork working with the tournament director to capture the economic impact analysis from that tournament. And it's a really good report. I'm not going to go through the report tonight with y'all, but in summary, a total of 306 participants from 36 states and five countries visited Kingston for the 2023 tournament, September 14th through 16th. These individuals spent $148,000 on their lodging, $65,000 on food, over $203,000 on gas, and $67,250 on tackle and shopping, for a grand total of nearly $500,000. So,
That's great.
I can tell you our team is transformational. We're all the time looking to do things different in the community. I think y'all probably saw on social media last week, we're going to put on the Jeep Festival. It'll be a festival that we combine with Morgan County and Roane County. But I'm going to sit down with Stacy this week. In some of these tournaments, we're looking to bring some more of these new, bigger tournaments to the county because they do make an economic impact on our community. That concludes my report, and I'll answer any questions that y'all might have.
Who's Stacy Wilson?
Boss? Yeah, she's good.
Hey, Justin, do we have anything looking at another tournament or something, or?
Yeah, we're trying to get another contract now. We have a King Cat tournament coming in March, first time they fished once far. It's gonna be a good one that we've already sealed, but we're working on 4 currently.
Yeah, something different. We're gonna try to get something running, I'm gonna be honest. I sent a letter of intent last week for a Bassmaster Elite Series. Why can't we have it here? So I've sent a letter of intent to their director, asking if we can take a look at us 2025, 2026. We're trying to get home run, okay?
Yes, sir. Need to find some parking.
Well, you know,
Right up your alley.
Seems like that was number one.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Berry.
On the lodging,
yes.
do we know how much of that lodging was in Roane County?
Yeah, I have a complete breakdown of details.
Was it a small percent of it?
Yes.
Now, I think that continues to be what I think is the number one priority.
Airbnb's was the largest.
That we have to have is that, if the county has to go out and look at purchasing some land to do this, that we're spending a lot of money on other things because of just absence of lodging. And I would really like to see us look at what we can bring something back to us for lodging.
Okay.
I think we can get more terms, and we're spending money on all the fishing accessories. To watch tail lights leaving Roane County, going to other places, to sleep. So if we could come up with some kind of,
It was staggering to me when I did the report, how much that we get captured.
and it looks like.
And it is beneficial too. I mean, it's also very awesome at the hotels that got the business here and our Airbnb.
And I thought for years that if we have to go to hotel owners and give them some kind of incentive, just like we do our industry, that's an industry. And if we can do that, and get new ones up, vertical, thank you. If you can just do that, I appreciate it.
All right, anyone else want to address the county commission? All right, hearing none, seeing none, we'll close this portion of hearings and delegations. County attorney's report.
Mr. Chairman, I have nothing new to report, but I'm willing to try to answer questions if anybody has any.
All right, any questions for the county attorney? Hearing none, seeing none. County executive's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. County attorney's making me look real bad, but I'm gonna go as fast as I can out of respect for all of them, absolutely. We received notification in December from Senator Yeager and Representative Fritz that our application for the CDBG grant for a new fire truck, after 3 attempts, has been approved for $420,000. Special thanks to Mitch Loomis of East Tennessee Development District and his team for their administration of the grant. The next step for us is shopping. We are currently looking to see if we can purchase one through the state bid. It's a brand new fire truck coming our way. You all have also received an invitation to a joint announcement with Tennessee Achieves at Roane State on January 31st at 9 a.m. regarding an initiative with our partners, Roane County Schools, Roane Alliance, Roane State Community College, and TCAT Harriman, and hopefully the Atomic Trade Labor Council. We will be joined in the O'Brien Theater that day by over 250 high school juniors from Roane County Schools, thanks to Commissioner Duff and Mr. Jenkins. Special guest speakers include University of Tennessee President Randy Boyd, Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs, and Tennessee Achieves Executive Director Chrissy D'Alejandro. This event is not open to the public due to capacity of the theater, but I'm excited about the event. Hope you all can attend. Demolition at the Health Department building continues and is almost complete. There have been some underlying issues uncovered through the demo work that will certainly justify why this drastic step was needed in renovation. There's evidence of water intrusion in different areas that will need to be addressed. Bids for construction will open on the 18th. So there's a joint meeting of the Property Committee, the ARC Committee, and the Budget Committee on the 18th at 5 o'clock. And I plan on having you a proposal ready for those committees at that time to ask for ARC funds to be reappropriated to address the highest priority needs, including making sure the health department renovation is completed on time. Construction of the spay-neuter clinic at the animal shelter continues. The Sheriff's Department trustees are doing a phenomenal job under the direction of Robert Sparks. We need to have, and also, this is a point of clarification, we need to provide clarification regarding the term of Dennis Turpin on the Plateau Partnership Park Board of Directors. Her term is set to expire on October of 2028, and in the commission minutes from last year's reappointment of her to the board, it stated that her term expired in 2026. So the partnership board asked us to clarify her term, and I'm reporting that to you so that it will appear correctly in the minutes. And then finally, to Doug's point, Doug may have left already, but Opioid Council meets again tomorrow night to start over, and we continue to work on the proposal that you all recommended at the last meeting. That concludes my report. Glad to answer any questions.
Any questions of the county executive?
Was that meeting at 5 or 5:30? I had it for 5:30.
Which meeting?
The joint meeting with the.
Whatever you've got on your calendar, stick with that. Yeah.
Any other questions? Hearing none, seeing none, we'll move on to other business. This time, special order. Let me read these two first, guys. Approval of surety bond 66490-267 in the amount of $100,000 for Pamela Denise May. Commissioner Berry. Well, I'm sorry, Commissioner Wilson.
It has to be done.
Commissioner Henderson.
It's gonna be done, so let's do it.
You're wanting to speak after this, Ron, or?
That'll be fine.
Yes. All right, any other discussions on Pam May surety bond? Hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk. 15-0, confirmation of appointment made by Roane County Executive Wade Creswell and Dr. Thomas Boduck to the Roane County E911 District Board. Motion by Ferguson, second by Wilson. Commissioner Ferguson.
I just think Wade made a good choice. I think he ought to be a good member on there.
Commissioner Wilson.
I serve on this board, and I believe you'll be an asset, to that board.
Any discussion, any debate? Hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk. Before we close out special orders, Commissioner Berry.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that since we had a special call meeting before this meeting, so that we don't duplicate 2 paydays, that we would, because of the way our statutes are set up, that we would forego payment of the special call meeting and only get one payday for both of these meetings tonight.
So we're considering this as one meeting. Commissioner Wilson, you second that motion?
I didn't put it down, but I sure will.
Thanks a lot. The county appreciates your support.
I like the way we changed it now.
I can do a voice call on it. That's a county attorney or. All right, all those in favor of combining these 2 meetings, for pay purposes, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, like sign. All right. There's, no zoning resolutions, there's no old business, we do have new business of 4 resolutions. This should go pretty fast. 01-2401, a resolution authorizing the naming of a private drive located in the 3rd Civil District of Roane County off Country Lane, map 071, parcel to be named Haven Way. I have a motion. Commissioner Henderson, Commissioner Gann, Commissioner Hendricks.
None further.
Commissioner Gann.
Mr. Cofer's not here, is it gone before?
His counterpart's back there in the back right-hand corner.
Okay.
It did pass, yes.
Okay.
It was approved by 911, it passed planning.
All right, thank you.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I just want to say, I'm not for or against anything. I just feel like 45 minutes of being elected, I don't know if I have enough time to, even though I'm for some things, I just want to have equal time, so I'm going to abstain from all local resolutions tonight.
All right.
I'd appreciate your help.
We're still gonna pay you, how about that? All right, any discussion, any debate? Hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk. Motion carries. Resolution 01-2402, resolution submitted into the Tennessee General Assembly and Governor Bill Lee regarding support for a legal initiative supporting the release of the American citizens held hostage by Hamas. Commissioner Gann, Commissioner Henderson. Commissioner Gann.
I believe the resolution stands and speaks for itself, sir.
Commissioner Henderson.
Bring our people home.
Any discussion, any debate? Hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk. Motion carries. Resolution 02403, resolution electing the membership of the Budget Committee. I don't have that with me. I have a motion and a second, please. Motion by Commissioner Henderson, second by Commissioner Parks. Commissioner Henderson.
Mr. Cresswell.
Yes, sir. Berry, Wilson, Gann, Hooks are my nominees.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Is that the same ones?
Same count, yeah. The committee's working really well together, did through last budget season, and, just continue our work together.
I'll go along with it till next up.
That's all we want.
Commissioner Parks. All right, any questions, any debate? Hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk. Motion carries. Resolution 01-2404, resolution to allow the Parks and Rec Department to accept a donation of $1,000 that will be used for kayaking purposes. Commissioner Wilson, Commissioner Hooks.
Commissioner Wilson, it's been through the budget, man, you have to go through this process to accept that money is to start a process on building a tight ramp, the way I'm understanding it, so. Other problem.
Commissioner Hooks? Any discussion, any debate? Hearing none, Madam Clerk. Motion carries. Any other business coming before the Roane County Commission? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All right.